Macmillan Audio presents The Reign of the Kingfisher by T.J. Martinson. Narrated for you by L.J. Ganser. Prologue. Here, in the black-light night of another endless Chicago winter, is a boy walking home later than he ought to be. The streets are barren, unrecognizable. Street lights flicker a dull orange. Yesterday's snow falls like ash from the rooftops with each gust of wind. It's December, 1983, the end of the beginning of a new decade. The boy moves in a skip-step, unaware of the blistering cold, the empty streets, the faltering lights, the whistling wind, the new decade. He tucks his pointed chin into his zipped-up coat and feels his breath thaw his frozen lips. Somewhere out from the brick tenements and the cars on blocks, he hears his mother's voice asking him just where on God's green earth he has been all day. He's been hearing it all night. He answers her out loud, practicing for the moment itself, as he cuts into an alleyway to make up time. When Portia's dad came to pick her up after the Bulls game, I forgot to ask him for a ride, and I couldn't call you because all the payphones were used up or busted, wires all tangled, cut loose, hanging from the wall, so I took the bus back to Halstead and walked the rest of the way. It was all true, or most of it. But at this time of night, coming home without notice, the truth didn't count for much. He crosses the street and cuts into another alley. You should have seen Reggie Theus, Mom. You should have seen him move. Might as well have been out there all alone. To which his mother will say something about gangs and drive-bys and pedophiles and psychopaths and crack addicts, her litany of midnight dangers. But these things are impossible to take seriously on a night like this. A blanket of stars is suspended above the humming web of power lines running slantwise and long ways over the tenement rooftops. Pulsing red lights of jet planes and satellites spinning through space. He would walk like this all night if he could. He would tread each city block, hands in his pockets, jangling 60-cent change, maybe stopping off outside of Portia's apartment to try and get her attention without waking her father. He would wait for her face in the window. As he steps into another alleyway, a car passes behind him in the street. A white Lincoln Continental moving in a slow, slick crawl. He feels the heavy weight of a stare coming from behind the tinted windows, which are darker than the night itself. He freezes mid-step. Every muscle in his body contracts and holds. He becomes aware of the way the street lights are spaced along the street, and he sees that he is between them, shadowed, and so he doesn't move and maybe prays for the car to pass him by. The engine picks up and the car pulls away, hesitantly. He waits until it turns a corner down the street, and he listens until he hears nothing but the sound of his own heart, beating wild like a rabbit trapped in his chest. The street is empty again, but he no longer feels alone. He takes off running, bounding over potholes and piled bags of trash. He's got 3 more blocks to go before he reaches his building. But why is he just now worried about that? This is the same night that Portia laid a delicate, clandestine, don't-tell-your-mother hand on his lap, while Reggie Theus sunk 6 outside buckets like it wasn't anything. He is invincible. He reaches the mouth of the alley, just as headlights crawl up on his left. It's the same Lincoln Continental drifting malevolently beneath streetlights. He steps back into the shadow of the alley and presses himself against the wall. And he hears the engine settle into a steady whine as the car floats down the street. Predatory. The passenger side door opens and the car stops. A man steps out, and his body unfolds. He wears a leather jacket that shines. Each crease and wave of the fabric ripples as he walks. He wears sunglasses in the...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?